The project I was doing through my master's was really relevant to what I was doing at work. And so it was really great to be able to implement that in a real world setting. So the idea behind this was quite interwoven with the positive behaviour for learning framework. That's a big thing in Far North Queensland in all of our schools. And a lot of these were things like truancy, there was bullying, and there were also some minor behaviours, but those were the major ones that we wanted to focus on, also being disruptive in the classroom. And so the lessons that I implemented and I created and worked with some of the staff were focused on those specific behaviours. So we had to be creative in the way that we were trying to explicitly teach these behaviours. A lot of the ways that we would do that would be through things like role plays or scenarios. So in an example of bullying, where we were trying to decrease bullying, we'd really focus on the positive behaviour. And that was a really big part of that project, was focusing on a behaviour such as respect, instead of focusing on bullying, really trying to get that positive behaviour out of the students and then reinforce it. So with something like respect, we would show a number of different scenarios, and we did a lot of activities where they had to describe what they felt, what they saw, what they heard. And those kind of activities really allowed them to immerse themselves in that behaviour and make it much more relevant. And then the teachers throughout the week would be able to reinforce that particular behaviour through things like classroom notices or through their teaching. And so it was really fantastic to see that by the end of that program, comparing the results in terms of behaviour through a data entry platform called OneSchool, we saw that there were far less behaviours in that year that we had taught with the behavioural lessons in comparison to the year before. So that was fantastic, not only for the school, but also for my research. As a teacher, we see all these problems come up in our classrooms all the time, and it can be really quite overwhelming. And I think that I really saw the master's program and then continuing into a PhD program as my way of a solution to some of the problems that I was seeing all the time. So being able to teach and to study was really, really fantastic, because I was learning things in the classroom and then being able to directly translate them into what I was doing as a teacher. So being able to have that simultaneous learning while teaching was really fantastic, and something that I have really valued as part of the program.